Is Karahan Tepe the one that Ben Van Kirkwood was showing me where it looked like they performed lots of human sacrifices there?
Sacrifices? My God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He was showing me a place in Turkey because he recently went to Turkey and he was saying
Yeah,
my audio sounds really weird. Do you hear that, Steve? Is it just me?
It's just your sexy voice, man.
It's just in my head, huh? All right.
Well, here we've got Karahan Tepe. Yeah, these are the.
This is Karahan Tepe. Okay, he was showing me one site in Turkey, maybe that one down below on the bottom. Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
that looked like there was a place where they would cut people's heads off and the blood would like flow through like a little.
Yeah, you got a channel actually. Yeah,
a channel. Yeah, for blood.
Next to the one on the left there, next to what's called the pillar shrine or structure AB, where you've got like these. It's carved out of bedrock, that, by the way, completely carved out of bedrock. Yeah, and apart from only one of them is a freestanding pillar. The rest of these phallic-shaped pillars are carved from bedrock. But there's a channel leading into it. Mm-hmm. So some people have suggested it's either for water, it's for sacrifice. I mean, they found there's a site called Cheanu, which is near Diyarbakir, which is further north. It dates to around 8,400 BC, where they think they've actually found human hemoglobin and animal blood, particles on top of this slab, which looks like a sacrificial slab.
Right.
So some people are saying
that's what Ben was showing me.
It could be for that. Some people are saying it's going on here as well, but there's no real evidence of exactly what they were doing. But you never know. It could have been some weird, dark stuff they were up to for sure. But there's certainly something special going on, especially because it's so old. I mean, this is like 6,000 or 7,000 years before Stonehenge. It's old. It's that age difference with the pyramids as well, and yet the
Stonehenge was supposedly when
earliest phase officially around 2,500 to 3,000 BC.
So around the same time as the pyramids.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean there are some older elements in the area around Stonehenge, like Blickmead and the wooden post holes. They go back 10,000 years, but they're not megalithic construction. But yeah, this pillar shrine thing is really interesting. I mean, it's quite bizarre. It's got like a porthole stone carved out of the bedrock, almost like a hole going through to the main enclosure, which is this 75-foot wide enclosure, like a stone circle, but it's more kind of elliptical shape. It's actually a very specific geometry. And actually, yeah, down there, that image there, that's a pretty good one. You got various ones. Not that one. There's one with the pillar shrine. Yeah, if you actually type in Karahan Tepe winter solstice, that'll come up with our article we did, and it shows some good images. But you see on the left, this is our stuff here. So we found this weird alignment on the winter solstice, myself and JJ Ainsworth. That's the article, the first one we did. And we accidentally turned up there. We got kind of in a little bit of trouble. We had to go the next morning because officials were going to come in and throw us out, possibly arrest us, and this, that, and the other. And so we had to go the first thing in the morning on 20th December 2021. And you can see, if you go to the top of that page, you can see that this blade of light, kind of, or a bit further down, this blade of light kind of was hitting the face. This head, you see this head's coming out of the side.
What is that?
It's like carved out of the bedrock, this head with this serpentine neck with a V-neck thing.
Where is it?
It's just on the right there. If you go down a bit, you can see some other images.
What is that line going through this diagonally?
That's where the winter solstice sunrise hits the head.
Okay, so you're just sort of illustrating like where it shines.
Yeah. Through. If you go down a bit, you can actually see a couple more images. Hopefully they're on there. It should be. And maybe it's in the video. Oh, that's where it goes through the main enclosure. Yeah, then goes through that little hole, and this is perfectly winter solstice.
Weird.
It's perfectly winter solstice, and it hits this head, and there's light. That's it there, and so the light moves around. It hits the head, then moves around the head for 45 minutes. So it's perfect. Really? It's perfectly aligned to the winter solstice. It's pretty crazy, and so that kind of blew our minds because that proves they had an understanding of solar astronomy nearly 12,000 years ago, or at least 11,400 years ago, which is the age of Karahan Tepe. And so and the fact you can go there now and you can see it on the winter solstice. It happens. You can watch the light move around the head, like from here, this side of the head, all the way around here, and it's pretty epic. We've actually got time lapses of it and things like this, and so that proves there's a sophistication about these sites and there's astronomy related to these sites. And that's kind of what the head looks like after it's fully illuminated.
Wow.
But it's pretty weird. I mean, that's 3 times the size of a human head, carved out of bedrock. It's got like a flat top. It's got an open mouth, and the eyes. This was actually
like straight.
Well, no, apparently, because Graham Hancock and Neshmi Corral, who's the head archaeologist, went in the pillar shrine, where structure AB here, when they were filming the first series of Ancient Apocalypse, looked carefully at it and noticed that the eyes were looking to the right, his right, towards the whole stone where the winter solstice comes in, even though the head faces roughly east.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can't really see it clearly on here, but they said they went in there and actually saw that. So yeah, so we've got this winter solstice thing going on here, which is bizarre. But then that suggests if they were doing that, then they must have known about it long before then. They must have developed it and built the site, because the head, the whole pillar shrine, and the whole stone are bedrock. They're carved out of bedrock, so it's a permanent fixture. They're not stones that could be moved. So they must have been doing it for a long time before they even started building the site. They sort of build up to it. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty compelling. I mean, then you've got possible alignments like this at Göbekli Tepe, and as more gets excavated, there's going to be a whole bunch more of these kind of things coming out of this part of the world. So there's a lot to consider when you're like looking at these sites.
Now, how far is Karahan Tepe from Göbekli Tepe?
It's about 20 to 25 miles southeast from that area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you got like a kind of a 3D scan of it. That's my buddy did some drone stuff there, and they made a 3D scan.
Holy, that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, this a lot more has been excavated since this. This was done in 2021.
Wow.
There's a whole,
look at that, dude.
Yeah, and so this one at the front here, that's called structure AA. That's called what we call the pit shrine. You got the path going up there. And then behind that, you got the pillar shrine, structure AB. Then the big structure, the big kind of stone circle structure, structure AD. But on the right-hand side of that big structure, where your cursor is now, that's carved out of bedrock. So some of the T-shaped pillars and benches are carved out of the bedrock on the right-hand side, the kind of western side of it. And whereas the rest is, got freestanding pillars carved and then placed there. So look at that. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Have you ever seen the Kailasa temple in India?
I have, yeah. I've been up there once, yeah.
That whole thing was carved out of bedrock as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it was limestone. I think it was even harder than that.
It was, yes. That's insane, that place. That's like a wonder of the world, that place.
It is
unbelievable.
Totally insane.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I went there in February.
It's like a cathedral carved out of the side of a mountain.
And apparently it's like it's almost like they come in from the top, had a clear design in their head and just gone down like this. And somehow, I mean...
And how do they know they weren't going to encounter any sort of cavities or cracks or, inconsistencies in the stone material that was beneath them? And then the level of planning that had to be done to create that is insane. It's huge.
I know. It's
massive. It's like 5 stories or something.
But that's it. I mean, the thing about the Kailasa temple, I mean... that's one of about 30 or 40 temples at this one site, which I didn't realize when I got there. I had a day there and it was not enough. And I spent my whole time there and maybe one other temple. I mean, I'm sure Praveen talked about this. Yeah, man.
Have you been there?
I have been there, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it really got me. I mean, I was like, whoa, this is like much bigger, much more intricate than I realized.
When did they say that was built? When is the accepted date for that?
For the Kailasa, I think it's only like about 1,000 years ago or something, or less.
Really?
Officially. But Praveen doesn't think so. He thinks it's much older. I mean, now they found sites like this. They found Karahan Tepe. Everything is going to should be looked at again. There needs to be another look at the dating of these sites around the world, because if they were doing this then, I mean,